In this third and final part of our xTex Keyshot workflow series, we'll show how to further enhance a material using a displacement map. To add a displacement texture for our material, open the material graph in Keyshot along with the U3M material folder, where you can find a textures subfolder containing the displacement map. Our displacement map has the DISP suffix at the end of the file name. Drag this displacement file into the material graph window to add it as a texture node. Next, we need to align the mapping with the rest of the textures. We can see here that our other example textures have a mapping type of UV, and the scale mode is set to DPI with a 562 DPI resolution. We'll use these same settings for the displacement map. Now we need to connect the displacement texture to our material. Right-click an empty space in the material graph window, hover over geometry, and select the displace node to add this to the graph. Connect the output of the displacement texture to the input of the displaced node, and then the output from the displaced node to the geometry input of the material root node. Once connected, a new icon appears in the top right of the main viewport window. Click this to see the results of the displacement. It's okay to see an extreme result initially like you see here. We'll open the displaced node properties to adjust this. Our displacement height is set to 10 centimeters by default. Your values may be different depending on your Keyshot scene units, but let's change this to a smaller value and click the icon to update the view again. This result looks better, but the part with our displaced material is layered underneath the other parts of our example model, and we can see the displacement causes the mesh to break through. We'll use the offset setting in the displace node properties and set it to a value of 0.3 to start. There are still some small areas where it breaks through, so we'll adjust it a bit higher to 0.5, and now it looks good. Finally, if your displacement map requires more fine detail, you can reduce the triangle size to help with this. We can now see our material displaces the part surface, which looks more realistic. This is especially important when viewed from a flat angle around the edges of the surface. And that's it for our short series on using U3M materials in Keyshot. We'll finish this example shoe and show the final result.